Hey guys, this is Lo, and today I want to introduce the latest addition to my inventory of lights. This is the Surefire Stiletto. Now I know I'm a bit late to the game as it's been released for a while, but I kind of fluctuate between wanting high power output and a little bit more practical type features. This is the original Stiletto model. It comes in at a maximum of 650 lumens and it does have the plastic body. This is not the Stiletto Pro that's been recently released that comes with an aluminum body and has about 1000 lumen output. That also does weigh, I think, about 50% more than this fella does. The price on the Pro, however, is going to be a little bit over twice that of this guy. So even with the new Pro coming out, I think that this is still a very viable option for a lot of people out there who want a urban type EDC. So anyway, let's get right into it. Let's take a look first at the multiple settings and features of the light. While it is not the most simple UI, it is definitely not the most complicated model that I've seen and tried from other brands. First, we've got the tactical tail cap, which gives us instant maximum output on momentary on. There's also a high output, high frequency strobe that is actually very easily accessible. All you have to do is just tap the tail cap at least 3 times and hold it. It will go into strobe. Now, one other cool thing is that if you're flustered, if you're in a high stress environment and you accidentally pressed more than 3 times, let's say you pressed 5 times, so let's count it out, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you will still go into strobe. As I generally do not advise or recommend jumping into strobe for self-defense. The reason is most lights out there would actually need you to jump through a lot of settings, go like from high to low, and 4th button press, for example, is usually the strobe. So it's very complicated and you tend to get flustered. On this guy, it doesn't matter. You do 2 clicks and you're still on high, which in a self-defense situation is still effective. Of course, if you press too many times, as I mentioned before, you will go into strobe, and that's a huge factor if you're thinking about getting a light for self-defense. And what we have here is the constant on button that helps you toggle either from low to high or high to low, depending on what you programmed it for. The programming button is on this side, and before we get into that, I just wanted to show you another setting that this guy could get into, and that is a strobe with low frequency but high output. All you gotta do is just hold it down until it starts to strobe. Now all you gotta do to turn it off is either tap this switch in the back here or press the button in the front. I like to call this the beacon setting because it allows you to just turn it on and leave it there in case you need to mark your car that's on a dark roadside, for example, as signaling for other people in the area. Okay, programming the constant on button is pretty simple. All you have to do is hold down the programming button. It'll start out green. Then when it turns blue, you just have to press the constant on button and you'll see the green lights flash for a while. That indicates that the light has accepted your new setting. As you remember, I started out with the low setting first and it will go high, and now we've got it the other way around where it starts out high and slowly goes down to low. Now if you press the button and it turned blue and you released it before you did anything, it'll just blink red, which means nothing was changed. So I'm just going to change it back to my preferred setting here. I personally find that starting from the low setting makes more practical sense, as I already have instant access to the light's maximum output on the tail switch here. This means that if I'm performing some admin type tasks like reading a map at night, then I won't have to go through all the blinding lights first before getting to my low setting. This would actually help prevent my eyes from getting dilated and hence ruining my night adapted vision. Alright, so the Stiletto does come with an IPX7 rating, which is pretty important if you're an outdoorsy guy like me, or you have butterfingers and are prone to dropping things in the river, or if you live in a country that is constantly wet, humid and raining like Malaysia is. Anyways, I've tested this light in the water at about 1 to 2 feet for about 10 to 15 minutes, and no surprise, it's still fully functional as you saw. The light doesn't weigh much, but it doesn't float either, which is actually a good thing in my case. The river rapids are quite strong in Malaysia, so if it actually floated, it wouldn't be washed down river and I would never see it ever again. Alright, so Surefire has 3 different types of reflectors. The TIR is meant for throwing the light a little bit further. The Max Vision reflector is meant to cover a wider area but not go as far. And the standard reflector gets the middle ground of both worlds. Having the Max Vision beam on the Stiletto is well suited in my opinion, as it gives me a wider beam pattern with no hotspot to blind me if I'm using it at closer ranges, like I'm looking through my rucksack or if I'm trying to read a map or something. However, that does not mean that this guy is absolutely hopeless at distances. The Stiletto easily reaches the other side of this riverbank, which is roughly about 20 to 25 meters away. Here we have an older model Olight with what I believe to be a TIR lens, which makes it a little bit throwier. The turbo on that guy comes in at about 900 lumens, if memory serves me right. But we can see that it is only slightly brighter than the 650 lumens on the Stiletto at this range. As most Surefire owners know, they tend to have a higher output when compared to lights of other brands within the same lumen count. The way I see it, being the largest supplier of lights to US military, Surefire has to answer to the US government if their lights are found to be under spec or not as bright as advertised. Hence the tighter and more stringent manufacturing processes. Now, unlike Surefire, other brands don't really have much to answer to other than the individual end user, most of which actually don't have a proper means to test a light. So just so long the light is at a reasonable output that's believable, even if they have been shortchanged by a couple hundred lumens, in most cases they're probably not even going to notice. And I suppose that's what the other brands are trying to bank on. Now, the pocket clip on this guy is actually very thick, it's rather broad, and it's definitely solid as heck. To top it off, it actually sits really secure inside my pocket or my belt holster. I could also clip this to my hat and I would have instant headlight capabilities, which is actually a lot more comfortable than having a strap wrapped around your head. Now, pair its slim form factor and its super lightweight and low profile design, this light is suitable for almost all types of carries, ranging from just your casual daily use to a more formal dressy type attire. All in all, I think I found a new favorite light for now, as it pairs up really well with my Fury DFT. The Stiletto, fulfilling my practical and admin requirements, and the Fury DFT with all its lumens, giving me better throw, better range, better distance, especially better power in the event I am in a self-defense situation that will call for it. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. I hope you found this video informative and useful. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel, that will certainly help us out. Do share this video as well to get a good word out, and I guess I'll see you all in the next video. Stay safe, stay sharp.